It seems the heels advocate has to make this video because once again, my brothers and sisters, the heels advocate stands corrected. He stands corrected. Why does the heels advocate stand corrected? Because from the beginning, the heels advocate has told you guys that Roman Reigns and CM Punk, first of all, doesn't make any sense. Second of all, they're trying to really create a backstory, a feud out of thin air. These two, for the last 2 years, have been tag teaming, have been in the same war games, they've been on the same boat. Paul Heyman betrayed CM Punk. Paul Heyman betrayed Roman Reigns. And for the last 2 years, Roman Reigns has been holding down his supposed grudge that he let out. Like, after he won the Royal Rumble, then he says, oh yeah, you know what? I hate you. Zebros or some shit? Nah. I've always hated you, right? Like, in that promo segment in isolation, yeah, it could be fire. And I am not discrediting Roman Reigns versus CM Punk. But this doesn't feel like the right time anymore. This doesn't feel like the correct stipulations for this match to be a big thing. You understand? And this promo segment showed. I mean, look, literally, like Roman Reigns was freaking botching his promos, bro. He was like, when after I'm done with you, I'm gonna send you back down to NXT where you're going to teach. And you know, like he was like stuttering his word, like, you know, everything fell flat, bro. And they were talking about nonsense. If you really stand still and think about it, what the hell were they talking about, right? Roman's talking about, guess what? When you came back, all we really had you come back for is so that we could milk you for a little bit of money, a little bit of t-shirt sales. And if you want to come back and be a champion, then be a real champion and stop moaning. Everybody in the back right now is just waiting and waiting for you to drop that title to me because they're sick and tired of your moaning ass. You can't hold it up, Phil. You can't do what I did for 4 years. You're too lazy. You can't do what I do. And then like CM Punk is like, oh yeah, guess what? It's a good thing I got these bags under my eyes because I gotta carry you on my back for 7 weeks all the way to WrestleMania. Oh my God, what are you talking about, bro? You know what I'm saying? Like, what the fuck are you talking about? Like, it's such fabricated beef to the point where nobody wants to see this. And this is genuinely a very, very honest and brutal representation of what's going on the road to WrestleMania. It's true. Nothing is going on. Like, for example, nothing really is going on that badly for the last 1 or 2 years, but specifically right now, as we're entering Mania season, they're in panic mode. And so what are they doing? Okay. Clearly, there was only one match that could have actually mattered. That's Cody Rhodes, Roman Reigns for the third time for the Undisputed Championship. That's it. That's the only match that we could have genuinely cared for. That kind of makes sense. That could be worthy of a WrestleMania main event. But everything so far, from last year up until now, was bullshit. Roman Reigns is beefing with The Vision. He's in a tag team with Jay. He has 2 matches against Big Bad Creed. Then he has a War Games match, and now this. Now suddenly it's back to putting his sights on CM Punk. You win the Royal Rumble, and Triple H makes it so that by the time Roman Reigns wins the Royal Rumble, Cody Rhodes is not champion, and when Roman Reigns becomes the winner of the Rumble, he comes out, and then he goes out and he says, look, I have 2 options. I have CM Punk or Drew McIntyre. Who do you think he's going to pick? Let me know in the comments. Who do you think Roman Reigns would have picked out of Drew McIntyre and CM Punk? Those are no options. It's literally just one option. It's CM Punk, of course. But don't you find it coincidental that somehow Cody Rhodes drops the title to Drew McIntyre, a guy who is, you know, he's beaten this guy to a freaking, like, almost into a vegetable. He's been whooping on his ass for like since September. And then he loses the title in January, bro. Like, he's been whooping on him for 3, 4, 5 months. And then suddenly he drops the title when it's like, Royal Rumble season. And then it's a chamber. He loses a chamber, and somehow the stipulation that he agreed upon against Drew McIntyre, if I were to lose my match, I will not get an immediate title shot. Nope. You lose the title, and that seems to be true. But then Cody Rhodes loses the chamber match, and literally not even half an hour later, Nick Aldis comes out and he says, well, guess what? Next week on Friday, Drew McIntyre, you got your shot against Cody Rhodes. Cody, congratulations. Go get your title back. And now Cody's going to get back his title. And somehow, in all of this, they mixed in Randy Orton to win the chamber. So now we're going to walk into freaking WrestleMania with two of the guys who are supposed to wrestle each other against the two other guys they could have faced besides them. Right? Because this truly feels like a match that they would have had they not wrestled one another for some apparent reason. And that is exactly what's going on right now. Roman Reigns and Cody, they're not wrestling each other. And that's why this is happening. And this is supposed to be WrestleMania, by the way. And Roman Reigns, even in this promo segment, he once again reiterated this. You think I care about you? No. You are just a byproduct. I won the Royal Rumble, and I'm coming after that title. Are you stupid, Roman, bro? Why don't you go back after the title you lost? Why don't you go back after the WWE Undisputed Championship? You see, this is the question that is the most logical. This is what we all think. This is what's going through your mind and my mind. And because that is the question that we all wonder, it takes away from this moment. Had CM Punk, when he first came back in 2024, had he won the Royal Rumble and had he pointed at the WrestleMania sign, that could have been a proper build. That could have worked. A babyface CM Punk versus a mega heel Roman Reigns. That could have worked. That makes sense. But look at what we're doing right now. Two babyfaces going at it for no freaking reason aside from suddenly Roman Reigns hitting on him. And now we have to sell this. It doesn't sell me though. Yeah, sure, I'll tune into WrestleMania. Yeah, sure, I'll watch CM Punk Roman Reigns. No problem with that. Yeah, sure, I'll watch Cody Rhodes Randy Orton. Yes, Cody Rhodes Randy Orton. That is an interesting match. Sure. But it isn't interesting given the current circumstances. The current circumstances, let's lay him out. Roman Reigns hasn't done anything in the last 2 years. Roman Reigns, ever since losing his undisputed title that he held for 4 years, suddenly he loses it, and what was once his baby, he doesn't seem to care about it no more. That's odd. And it isn't odd because in kayfabe Roman Reigns has moved on. No. It's only odd because we understand the booking decisions. And the booking decisions are set up in a way that do not allow for Roman Reigns to come out and defeat Cody Rhodes clean. First of all, that doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense for a babyface Roman Reigns to wrestle a babyface Cody Rhodes. Second of all, I've read the reports. Roman Reigns wants to come out and he wants to definitively beat Cody Rhodes clean. It's not going to happen. In kayfabe, I'm sorry, bro. Right? I'm sorry. In kayfabe, Cody Rhodes is stronger than Roman Reigns. Everything that they have done so far points at that. I mean, bro, Roman Reigns is literally like the guy that needed help from the Usos beating Finn Balor. We want to talk about the long reign Roman Reigns has had. Cool. He's had about, 15 title defenses in those 4 years? Cool, whatever, right? But in every single one of those, this guy had to rely on the Usos. And now you want to come back after 2 years of being a part-timer, literally showing up for 3 matches a year, and now you think that you can come back and beat Cody Rhodes? Like, if anything, in kayfabe, Cody Rhodes has gotten stronger than you. Maybe he's even lapped you. And so when you come back and try and convince the WWE Triple H, I don't fault Triple H for doing this. I really don't, but I see what he's doing though. He's sidestepping, he's making Roman Reigns sidestep away from Cody Rhodes. And look, I'm not mad at him doing that. It makes sense why he did it. But that doesn't change the fact that that was a match we needed to make. So what if Roman Reigns right now is a babyface? So what if right now when Roman Reigns comes out, everybody's saying, oh my God, Roman Reigns, Roman Reigns. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter, right? It doesn't matter one bit. It doesn't matter if the heels advocate is going to look at Roman Reigns and say, oh my God, Roman Reigns cool, Roman Reigns swag, Roman Reigns top 10 greatest of all time, Roman Reigns #1 cool tribal chief swag, tribal chief #1 order moment of all time. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter one bit. It doesn't even matter. It doesn't even matter if he has the perfect eyes, the perfect teeth, the perfect back, the perfect neck, the perfect teeth, the perfect lips. It doesn't matter one bit. Right? He has all the accolades. He has all the freaking stats, attributes, physical points, whatever you want to call it. He has everything going for him, but having his feet grounded in the WWE. He wants to talk about raising the bar. Oh yeah, Phil, you're only here because of what I did in the bloodline. Sure, what you did. Past tense, you haven't done shit since, sucker. And hell, let's be honest here. The only reason why Cody Rhodes got that over at WrestleMania 40 was because your cousin The Rock. If The Rock was not there at WrestleMania 40, all they were going to do was this. Cody Rhodes is going to win another back-to-back Royal Rumble. He's going to come out and say, Roman, this year, I'm going to beat you. And then for 8 weeks straight, they're going to run the same old BS that they ran the year previous at WrestleMania 39, the lead up to that. But this time around, look, last year, Roman, you won. But this year, Cody, you're going to win. Does that not sound familiar? Does that not sound like Once in a Lifetime Part 2? Does that not sound like a stale payoff? Does that not sound like a payoff that everybody expects? Does that not sound like something we could all predict? It did. Thank God The Rock came back, brought in the final boss, spiced everything up. Oh my God, we want Cody. Cool, that works. If it was The Rock versus Roman that year, that would have worked too. Trust me on that. But ever since then, clear as days, nothing has happened with Roman. And now you want to come back and look at, for example, CM Punk right now. You have nothing with him. You have nothing to fight him over. Yes, last year you freaking wrestled against Seth Rollins and CM Punk, but come on, man, we all know that was BS filler. What the hell did they even fight? Like, the only thing I thought to myself, last year, for that match, for that triple threat, I thought, what the hell are they fighting over, bro? What? Seth Rollins attacked him, during the Rumble, and now suddenly CM Punk enters the mix as well, and now suddenly it's all about freaking Paul Heyman and his loyalty. You went from holding, literally, he used to have, at one point, he used to walk out with 3 titles. The Raw title, the SmackDown title, and then a new title that combined the both of them. He used to genuinely walk out with 3 freaking titles, bro. And now you're freaking fighting over Paul Heyman's loyalty. Of course you have nothing to fight over. I literally said this going into today's segment. They have literally ran Roman Reigns dry. And every single time for the last 2 years, every time he comes out on Raw, what's Roman Reigns doing? What's he doing, bro? He comes out, he moves his jaw around a few times, he looks into the camera with his freaking, you know what I'm saying, handsome face. You know what I'm saying? He might serenade the women in the crowd. He might say, acknowledge me. And then he might say, it was good old times back in the day, but those times ain't no here no more. Those are old times. I don't know if I can be that guy no more. Maybe I can be. That's all he's been doing, bro. For the last 2 years, all that Roman Reigns has done is reminisce of the past. Sucker, come back and build the future, man. And now, everybody's going to wonder, wow, this kind of fell flat. This promo genuinely fell flat. It's the same way that John Cena CM Punk last year fell flat. The fuck did they got to fight over, bro? Nothing. And that's what happens when you pick a pseudo main event. When you pick a match that doesn't really mean anything. And the only reason why this didn't happen, the only reason why Cody Roman 3 didn't happen, is because Roman Reigns naturally became a babyface. Screw all that. Screw all of that. All Roman needs to do, bro, is walk up to Jey Uso, slap him in his fucking punk face and say, you are my little bitch, acknowledge me right now, or I'm gonna take your fucking twin, put him in a guillotine and make you cry like a little punk like I did, and you're gonna acknowledge me like your fucking daddy, bro. I am the tribal chief, and you're gonna help me get those fucking titles back, and we're gonna sabotage the hell out of Cody Rhodes. But you didn't do that. You held those titles for 4 years. You lose them once, you disappear for 6 months. Then you genuinely came back to tag with the guy. Oh, Cody, you're in my way in life. Man, shut up. Doesn't seem to be in your way that much now. Doesn't seem to be in your way that much now. And they realized this. They truly realized they had nothing to fight over. The first promo was okay, but come on, man. We need 7 more of this. It's not going to work. And so what did they do? They had CM Punk come out and say, guess what? I'm going to bury you because you're not on my level. And I'm going to bury you next to your father. Oh, great. Cheap heel pop, by the way. Oh, my God. He talks shit about my daddy. He talks shit about my father. That's what they're going to fight over. Oh, my God. He talks shit about my father. Bro, why did you have to win the Royal Rumble for this? This guy is giving out freaking title matches left, right, and center. You didn't have to win the Royal Rumble for this. Like, for real, bro. Like, for real. Roman Reigns could have won the Royal Rumble, challenged for the Undisputed title, had that match set up for WrestleMania, but in the meanwhile, he could have attacked CM Punk, and he could have created this whole segment. Just imagine this segment happening just for the sake of it happening because it is on Monday Night Raw, and they're going to have a match at Saturday Night's Main Event or something like that. You know, like, let's just say they had a match at Elimination Chamber, and then Roman Reigns wins that title, and then he's going to walk into WrestleMania 43 already the World Heavyweight Champion, looking to unify the Undisputed Championship, and walk out of WrestleMania 43 with 2 titles and lay no doubt to his superiority. But no, instead we're going to have to waste all of that on BS that we're literally getting without a Chamber winner, without a Royal Rumble winner. None of this needed to happen with a Rumble victory or a freaking Chamber victory. None of this needed to happen. None of it. So that was the main event segment. Let's go over the rest of this episode one by one with the Great One. Obviously, Monday Night Raw was mainly teased about Roman Reigns, and I don't know, man. Look, Roman Reigns, like the fact that he is on Monday Night Raw, the fact that the Usos are on, and we literally had no backstage segments. We literally had nothing. Like I think like Jey Uso got beat up by Jimmy Uso and like Roman Reigns in the show. Come on, bro, help him out, bro. Like for example, this right here, like the Vision is here, and then like Seth Rollins comes in to attack Paul Heyman. He hits him with a chair shot, curb stomp, boom. You know, like Seth Rollins is back. Look, Seth Rollins is a babyface. I think I can, you know, tolerate him a little bit more. If he comes out wearing fruity stuff, see-through stuff, you know, man, like I'm gonna start just ignoring him, man. Like he's literally like totally irrelevant. Then, yeah, you know, we see Paul Heyman come out with like a bloody nose or whatever. Pretty funny, but you know, they're faking the blood. So they put him in like in the ambulance, and then like LA Knight is a driver. They drive off, and then the following segment is the one, the only. I'm gonna do it, chat. I'm gonna do it. The one, the only, Gunta, Daddy General Gunta. Oh shit! Ying, 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 Gunta, Daddy General Gunta. You know what I'm saying? He came out, and for some reason, bro, this guy, right? Look, it's the same critique I had for Roman Reigns that I can say about Gunther. Gunther, bro, you literally lose your title at SummerSlam to CM Punk. You've come back. Why are you not going after CM Punk? What are you doing, bro? You're wrestling freaking Dragon Lee. And you have to beat this guy by cheating, bro. Right? Like, he literally took off his, like, freaking mask. And then he put him in the freaking submission, and, like, Dragon Lee immediately tapped out. That's it, right? It's stupid, bro, right? It's totally stupid. Then we have a freaking vignette with, like, Liv Morgan and, like, talking about, oh, yeah, you know, like, you know, Vicaire, you talked about my like, you know, how my family and stuff like that. I'm privileged. I was about, shut up, you know, nobody cares. Freaking Natalia looks like the freaking, The Purge. If you guys know the movie, The Purge with the masks. It looks like that. The Judgment Day is pretty much talking about the match that Dominic is going to have against Penta and how they're not going to come in and help out. So, whatever, right? Rusev, you know, calls out Obafemi. Then they have a little brawl. It was pretty aight, you know what I'm saying? It was nice seeing Obafemi toss him around a little bit. Very powerful stuff. It makes wrestling feel a little bit more real when big, strong dudes are doing it. So, Jimmy Uso was having a match against Austin Theory. Logan Paul runs in. And Jey Uso comes out for the rescue. In this segment right here, Roman Reigns could have came out, right? I mean, Roman Reigns has beef with Paul Heyman. He had beef with the Vision. He could have came out. I don't understand when, like, Roman Reigns is on Monday Night Raw, we have to, like, save him for one segment. Bro, just, like, that is the problem, bro, right? Like, if you guys remember that thing with, like, Playboy Cardi when he came out to that stream with Adrian Ross, like, he was forcing the mysterious aura so much to the point where he's looking like a goofball. And, like, Roman Reigns has been doing that, like, for pretty much, I don't know, like, the last 2 years, pretty much after, like, ever since he lost the title. Like, he wants to come out like he's still the top dog. He wants to come out like he still runs this stuff, but you don't, bro. You know, like, come out and be a proper part of the show, but he cannot. The moment Roman Reigns starts to be in more than 1 or 2 segments, his mystique is going to run away. Not that he has that much mystique, but, like, you know, like, we're already seeing it fade away. You know, like, this really makes me think of my one friend that I had at school, bro. Like, this guy was a really handsome guy, right? You know, he's like 6'3", you know what I'm saying? Pale skin, dark hair, blue eyes, you know what I'm saying? He had, like, the chiseled jawbone, perfect teeth, whatever, right? He was, like, a kind of like a model-looking guy, right? But, like, he wasn't really, like, the sharpest guy in the shed, you know what I'm saying? Like, when you talk to him, like, you could tell, like, he was like, oh, okay, you know, he's, like, not that smart. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, he can get more out of his life just because of the way he looks, right? But, like, if it was any other you know, situation that just depended on merit, he wouldn't get that far. So I was like, bro, in some situations I was like, bro, just don't go into these situations, right, where you have to kind of like depend on your character or like your talking or whatever, your charisma. Don't do that, bro. All right, just try and say as little as possible, serenading the most people as possible. And I feel like that is a problem right now with Roman Reigns. If he were to show up in this segment right now, they're going to be like, oh yeah, Roman Reigns just showed up on Monday Night Raw. Oh wow, that's it? Yeah, that's it. What more does this guy have to offer, bro? You know? Like, The promise is Roman Reigns returns to Monday Night Raw. The promise is Roman Reigns is back. The promise is depending on hinging on the fact that you have some type of emotional attachment to seeing him be quote unquote back. That is it, right? That is the lingering fact of it all. But aside from that, there is nothing. If you really peel back the onion and see, all right, bro, show up and make it interesting. He cannot do that. If you look at The Rock, bro, The Rock, he was pretty much there for like 7-8 weeks straight, every single week on SmackDown or Raw. He made it interesting. I highly doubt that Roman Reigns can do that right now. I highly doubt that Roman Reigns can be in a position right now where he himself has to forcefully create the opposition to be better than him. He doesn't have a Brock Lesnar. He doesn't have an Undertaker. He doesn't have a Triple H. Doesn't have an Edge or Daniel Bryan. Doesn't have a Cody Rhodes. You got to depend on CM Punk. Make it work. Don't think that's going to work, man. So then we have the first Danhausen segment. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about Danhausen. I don't know why he needed to get that freaking like entrance that he got at the Chamber. I don't know what to feel about this guy. I genuinely, I don't know. This guy genuinely feels like he should be on NXT, man. Yeah, I don't know. All right. Then we have this freaking segment with like Rhea Ripley. I rather you, Rhea Ripley. Don't know what's going on with this. All this that close-up energy and they're hugging and talking and like, don't know, man. Look, Jade Cargill, she's got it coming. And she pretty much announced that she's going to be going to SmackDown, and that's going to be her new brand. I'm happy for that. You know, SmackDown needs somebody like Rhea Ripley. SmackDown needs her to be champion, to be honest. So hopefully she can get the title pretty quickly. Then we move forward to the match with Dominic Mysterio and Penta. And, you know, we got to a point in the match where Dominic tried to cheat, but Finn Balor's like, no, man. Like, you already said that you wanted to try it on your own. And, hey, what do you need this freaking hammer for, bro? And then immediately, Dominic Mysterio, he starts folding, right? He tries to set up for the 619. He gets countered. Mexican Buster, boom. And then we have a new champion, Penta. Don't care. The title has been already hijacked. And like, you know, honestly, when Braun Breaker had it, it was pretty good. When Jey Uso had it, it was pretty good. With Penta on it, bro. I don't know, man. And yeah, and then we had the main event, man. This was the entirety of the freaking episode of Monday Night Raw. It truly felt like we were just waiting for this freaking match. Oh yeah, and then we also had like a El Gran Americana match, but I totally skipped that, you know. I don't think we had a female match though. But that much, you know, so that's low-key a W. Yeah, I mean, we had like a Bailey segment, but I completely skipped that. So yeah, I think that is the only W out of the entire night. We didn't have a freaking female match. I don't think so. We had a AJ Lee promo package where she came out and said, well, you know, guess what, man? Next week I'm gonna be here tonight as well. And you know, whoever's in the back right now, come out, challenge me, come get your title shot. And it's pretty much like an open challenge season. So I genuinely would have loved it, like maybe like Natalya came out and challenged her, but no, didn't happen. And so that is pretty much the entire episode of Monday Night Raw. That is a lot of the stuff that I had to get off my chest about Roman Reigns and CM Punk. Look, I like Roman Reigns. I love him, but the people, for some reason, their memory is a lot more grandiose of Roman Reigns than it actually is. I like Roman Reigns. You know, I've got nothing against him. But to me, this feels like a backhanded WrestleMania for him. He wanted Dakota Rhodes match. I wanted Dakota Rhodes match. Whether he won or lost is besides the point. If we were to get that match, I would be okay with it. But the problem is, he would most likely have to lose. It's as simple as that. Dakota Rhodes is here every single week, and kayfabe be stronger than you. And let's just say if Dakota Rhodes was to lose, you think Roman Reigns is going to come out and be a champion and defend his title every month, every other month? Don't know. He talks that crap about CM Punk though, like, oh yeah, you know, everybody's mad at how you're just being a little bitch, complaining all the time, trying to have to defend the title, and they're waiting for me to come back and take the title off of you, so that they can say, hey, look, now here is the real champion. Here is the new world heavyweight champion, Roman Reigns, and I will show everybody how it's done without complaining, without moaning, and I'll get it done. I don't think that's gonna happen, bro. You know what I'm saying? I really don't think so. So yeah, like I said, this year it could have been a better WrestleMania had Roman Reigns defeated CM Punk at Elimination Chamber for the World Heavyweight Championship, and had he gone into WrestleMania with one title, challenging Cody Rhodes for the Undisputed title, and they were going to have a unification match. But it seems that you guys will have to wait on the Heels Advocate booking video. Right now, it's looking really, really interesting. So I hope you guys will have the patience to wait on that, because it'll be really worth the wait.